Now to another big developing story. Reports tonight that the governor will announce his choice for Georgia's U.S. Senate seat on Wednesday. Sources say businesswoman Kelly Loeffler is his pick for senior Senator Johnny Isakson's seat. While she may be unknown to voters, Loeffler has been a very active donor to Republicans and a few Democratic causes as well.
But Governor Kemp would be appointing her over objections from some very conservative Republicans. Doug Richards joins us more with Kelly Loeffler's background.
Well, if giving lots of money to Republican causes makes you qualified to become Georgia's next U.S. Senator, then businesswoman Kelly Loeffler may be almost overqualified. Her public face is that of an owner of Atlanta's professional women's basketball team. Kelly Loeffler's political face is backstage in 144 donations listed on the Federal Election Commission's website. More than $600,000 just since the start of last year, almost all of them to Republican causes. After growing up on a family farm in Illinois, Loeffler's career in the financial industry appeared to take off after she got a job at a company called Intercontinental Exchange. Then she married its CEO, Jeff Sprecher. In 2013, Sprecher's company bought the company that owns the New York Stock Exchange. Wallmine.com now lists Sprecher's net worth at least $500 million, which means, as a politician, his wife Loeffler may have the means to finance a statewide election.
If you can kickstart your own campaign by putting in hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not millions of dollars, then you're one step ahead.
Just ask a millionaire candidate turned Senator David Perdue. Kelly Loeffler became co-owner of the WNBA Atlanta Dream. This photo of Loeffler and Democrat Stacey Abrams has been making the rounds because the team reportedly employed Abrams' law firm. And Loeffler's campaign contributions have included Georgia Democrats, Congressman David Scott, former Congressman Jim Marshall, former Congressman John Barrow, plus from Iowa, Democratic former U.S. Senator Tom Harkin.
I don't think it's an ideological thing. I think they look at it as a business transaction.
Former State Representative Doug Teeper says wealthy political donors are frequently at least a little bipartisan.
You should not be surprised to see that she gave money to Democrats as well, just like President Trump did for many years.
Today, some conservatives from inside and outside of Georgia have been clobbering Governor Kemp on social media for planning to name Loeffler to the Senate seat. Many others have come to his defense as a formal announcement looms midweek, Cheryl.
All right, Doug, thank you. And this afternoon, conservative commentator Sean Hannity urged his radio listeners to call into the governor's office to express their disapproval of Kelly Loeffler as the choice. While Governor Kemp's office confirms they received several calls, it seems Hannity posted an old number. Governor Kemp's office says it still works, but it's not the best way to reach them. Senior Senator Johnny Isakson will deliver his farewell address from the Senate floor tomorrow. Afterward, Georgia Senator David Perdue and other lawmakers are going to honor Isakson's decades of public service. We will share highlights with you here tomorrow, 6 o'clock in the evening. You'll also be able to watch the full tribute on our 11 Alive YouTube page.